Hello everyone, welcome to Season 1, Episode 5 of the Game Devs podcast. We haven't actually done one for a while, have we, Glenn?
No, we have not, mate.
Yeah, this is one of the topics that we'll be discussing on this show is time management.
Or lack thereof.
Yeah, lack thereof. It's pretty hard, I guess, in both of our circumstances with a primary job, earning salary and stuff like that, so... Yeah, we'll be discussing that and what you can do to try to improve your productivity with regards to game dev and balance and shuffle around the other priorities in your life, such as family and dogs.
Dogs. Yes.
Also coming up today, we have a bit of a discussion about the VET fee help system in Australia, which is the vocational educational and training assistance.
Yes.
So it's basically like HEX, the old system.
It's essentially HEX, but for like diplomas and TAFE courses and colleges rather than universities, I suppose.
Yeah, so that's changed around a bit, which so a bit of information on that. And I actually myself didn't really realise that there was any help for that kind of stuff, like your TAFE. Yeah, so,
I'm pretty sure the first instance of it, there'd probably be something beforehand, but the Labor government brought something in back in 2009, I believe, and then that ran, and then since then it's got a little bit out of control. I think the main reason for why the government trying to regulate it now is because there was no real strong regulations on what was applicable, what could be allowed, what was qualified.
Yeah, it's kind of like a new field to them as well, all this new tech stuff. So
yeah, I mean, there's obviously a heap of vocational courses, and I mean, we're probably not going to talk about all the other ones that are out there, focused mainly on gaming development and technical side of things. But what they've done is they've changed the structure in terms of how much a course can receive. Basically, they have to, like a college or a TAFE or whatever has to justify why they are able to claim, or their students are able to claim the government assistance.
Yeah, yep. So there's a lot of information coming up about that. We'll be having a chat about that. That's pretty good information to know if you're looking to learn a bit more about game dev. Not necessarily game dev in general, but other professions or branches that lead into game dev, such as your graphic design and whatnot. Also tonight, we'll be discussing an upcoming game, Paradigm, by Jacob Janerka. It's coming out in January, so that one looks pretty good. We'll be discussing that. We'll be discussing Udemy courses as well. So following on from all that VET stuff, Udemy courses they've got a bit of a discount for Christmas, which is pretty good. There's a few good courses out there you should probably check out if you're interested in graphic design and making 3D models, etc. This week, I think we've tried out the Mini Metro game by Dinosaur Polo Club.
I have not played anything essentially for a while. Like, I've played a little bit of Dishonored 2 for maybe like 2 hours the whole month. I haven't had time. It's crazy. I played a little bit of Pokemon Sun on the DS, but like I haven't even played anything. Like, it's been out of control.
You got Christmas parties. You're actually moving over to Boddington pretty soon.
Yeah,
so you got to organise all that stuff.
We've been packing, and we've got our puppy who's little Ted. He's 5 months now, and it's not even a real baby, and I've got no time. It's ridiculous. I don't know how you do it with an actual human child.
That's all Abby. She does all the work.
It's all the work.
So,
but I mean,
yeah.
And me and my missus, like we're leaving at my mum's at the moment, and every time we leave him, it's like I don't want to say goodbye. You know, it's been. Like, it's ridiculous. But, yeah, and I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just the time of the year. But it's been crazy. I just haven't had time to do anything.
There's that last minute rush, like, for the end of the year. You got your Christmas, you got your New Year's. You got to get presents for everyone. And you got to wrap up some of your goals, I think, for those who actually follow through with their year
goals. I set them in January.
Yeah.
I'm going to go to the gym.
Oh, wow.
But I think the other thing is, I've swapped to like a regular person roster, so doing 5 and 2, so like a normal 5 day on, 2 day off. So coming from an 8 and 6 roster, 8 days on, 6 days off. 6 days is like, I look now and I'm like, why did I waste all those days off? Like, I could have been so productive, and now I'm like, oh wow, 2 days. I don't understand how people, just normal people who aren't mining people like us, just do anything.
Yeah.
Like
2 days?
go to the shops. It's ridiculous. And you go to the shops on the weekend. There's people everywhere.
Yeah, it's crowded.
Especially like in Christmas. Oh man, I went to the shops once on the weekend. And I was there about half an hour. I said to Chloe, I was like, we have to leave because I'm going to blow my lid.
And you just go to rampage through it. You're a pretty big guy, so you probably just plow through all those Christmas shopping. That 30 minutes in the shop, 30 minutes looking for a car park, that's the worst. No time for that. But
nobody got time for that.
Yeah, gotta be done.
But yeah, so...
Yeah, 5 and 2. I don't know if I could get back into that real easy, but if the hours are less per day...
Yeah, I work less hours.
Yeah.
Like I only do 9 hour days or whatever. But the other thing I was thinking as well is if you're in Perth, because we're down here in the country, I don't know, it's like an hour and a bit. But we're down here,
way deep in the country.
an hour, 2 hours away from the city. If you're in Perth or in the city, at least you work after work, you can go do stuff. Like, so say you start at 9 till 5, like a normal job. You might have a bit of time in the morning, you can do stuff, and then you've got a bit of time in the afternoon, like to go to the shops or whatever. But
cook dinner or something like that and go for a jog.
Yeah, but then that's exactly it. Just life gets in the way. Like,
how do you live life?
How do you live life?
This is the biggest game of all.
I don't want to. I just want to play games. I want to lose it. You know, like everyone's got this same. We've spoken before in a previous episode, I think, about time management. We're like, oh yeah, but now it's like coming to the point of the year, shit's just getting real, and I don't know how. Like, how do you manage sort of your time, Eric? Because I know you've got more than this project on the go. You've got a whole bunch of other things.
Yeah. So it's definitely probably the best tip I can give people is to prioritize and also keep a list. I know there's a lot of you creative minds out there with ideas popping out of your head left, right, and center. It's always good to write them down, just clear your mind. I find that helps a lot. So I've got a few apps which I use actually. There's one I made, and there's also
shameless plug.
Yeah,
shameless plug.
Yeah, it's only for iOS though, but it's pretty simple.
What's it called?
It's called Tower of Tasks, and all you do is just write your task, and then it's just listed. So it's really simple to use. Wunderlist is another good example of a list that I use. And the good thing about Wunderlist as well, you've got certain sections so you can prioritize for different categories of what you go to do.
Is it Wonder or Wonder?
It's Wonder, W-U.
Okay.
Yeah. And it's list as well, not
list.
lust.
Wunderlist.
Yeah. It's really good. That's how I do it. I always try to keep at least 1 or 2 things high priority, and everything else just falls underneath that. So if I accomplish that, that's all good.
Considering I've been challenged with it quite a bit this last month. We haven't produced anything for over a month on the podcast, which is...
Not since Gray's interview.
Yeah, and I mean, we've done one a month pretty consistently for the last 5 months. It's kind of dropped off. But I mean, I think one thing that I've kind of reinventing myself a little bit at the moment, it's not a New Year's resolution because it's not the New Year. It's still in 2016. It doesn't count, right? So just... I've been trying to just take smaller chunks. That's probably another thing that I've found it's a bit easier. Like, okay, I'm trying to learn Unity at the moment. So instead of going, I'm going to do a whole course in one day, you know, I'm like, okay, I'm going to do 20 minutes of it and then pick it back up the next day. Because what I found I was doing is I was trying to cram in all this Unity, doing a tutorial, and then next thing I know, it's 11:30 at night.
Yeah.
Got to get up at 5. Like and then I'd be rooted all day, and then I wouldn't have the mental capacity at the end of the day to take any in. So I wasn't actually soaking up any of that information.
Yeah.
I was just kind of going through the motions, and then I would open up my laptop again and look down and then go, I don't even remember how I
got to this point, eh?
Like even just their first simple rollerball one where you create a ball that rolls around
in a box,
picking up,
yeah.
And like I got to the end of it, did it, and I was like, I might have to do this again. You know, like just. Nothing's really, like it sunk in, but it didn't.
Yeah. One thing I did find when I started programming, though, was in the exact same situation. If you keep chugging, though, bits and pieces of code and programming will get stuck in your head, and it will become second nature. So, yeah, it's good doing it in chunks, though. Very good in doing it in chunks. You can shoot for the stars, but remember, you always have to build a ladder to get up there, and it's always step by step as well. So don't build a whole ladder at once. Probably got to be rickety.
The other thing that was shitting me a little bit is that with the laptop, it's hard because there's so many freaking windows. Like you got your hierarchy window and then your project window, and then I've like combined them all into the one sort of sidebar. But then you've got to, which one was it? I need 2 screens. It's
the same as work. Like, I can't function without 2 screens. I think it'll be a nightmare. Monitors are pretty cheap nowadays as well, and I think there's ways you can hook them up to a laptop for sure. It's just
maybe just get one.
Just
one monitor and then the laptop. Yeah. Anyway, digressing, but I find Unity's pretty intuitive.
Unity, I have tried that as well. I've done a few tutorials as well, the S01 one. It's got a big community. I think that's the best thing about it as well.
There's heaps of online stuff, like heaps of YouTube, and even their resources are pretty good.
Assets that you could buy from other users as well. If you're a solo developer as well, and you've got the programming know-how, and you need the assets, the music, the graphics, then it's easy just to purchase it straight online from the Unity store, which is one of the best things about it, I reckon.
I found it pretty interesting. I found it interesting as like a starting point because I didn't know where to start. I was like, you know what, talking to a few people, looking online, Unity, people reckon it's pretty easy to use, so jumped on that. There's heaps of other stuff out there, but anyway.
It's one of the most used, and it's the fact that you can port your game out to multiple platforms as well. I think that's pretty cool. I'm
just smashing around here, making so much noise. I'm trying to be really quiet. The quieter I'm trying to be, the more noise I'm making.
The microphone is way too sensitive. Yeah, also on this show, we were going to discuss like some of the game dev software, and Unity was one of them. So,
and then we decided not to talk about it, and then what I've done, I've just started talking about it.
It's so good. We could cover this in multiple episodes anyway, but for those of you who are trying stuff out, there's a lot out there. Depends on what language you're going to learn. I do know there's a few drag and drop stuff out there which doesn't require too much, which basically don't require too much coding. It's good to pick up a language. Unity is free up to a point. You can get a basic.
It's like $100,000. If you earn $100,000, you got to pay them royalties essentially.
Yeah, and I think if you're making $100,000 out of the game,
mate,
you'd be happy.
You've made it.
Yeah.
I'd be happy if I made a game and made $1 out of it. You know what I mean? Like, obviously money is not the reason you want to do it, but if you get paid for it, so you can do it more.
And you can sustain yourself on your game dev likes, then that's even better. So definitely give it a go. It's free. There's a big download. You do need a decent PC that can handle a few mediocre graphic.
Stuff. My one's a piece of crap. Got an old Sony Vaio and.
I've tried running it on this Mac.
If anyone wants to buy me a new computer, that'd be great.
Put it on your wish list for Tanty Claus.
Yeah, come on, Santa. Nah, Santa's...
You've been a bad boy, Glenn.
Mr. Hanky. Anyway, we digress. Back to I suppose going back to the top. What the changes to the vet fee help scheme? Which is a bit of a mouthful. So if you're in Australia and you want to go and do a TAFE course or a college course, a diploma, something like that, there are changes. And these changes take place as of the 1st of January.
So it started 2017.
Yes, 2017. And like I sort of mentioned at the start, it's more around trying to regulate institutions. So a lot of little unis have popped up, or little little TAFEs.
Yeah.
What are they called? Like
providers.
Little providers
and stuff like that.
And
so you got like your open
some are dodgy.
Like
there are some of them are dodgy, straight up. There's a whole bunch of good ones that aren't dodgy.
They've been around for a while. They usually have a track record and reputation as well, so you'll hear about them.
So I mean, this has actually been on the cards for a while, which is interesting. I don't know where you're supposed to find out about.
I don't know where you found out about this. This is like government leak classified document.
WikiLeaks. Basically, you have to be found eligible to be a provider. So you have to meet a few criteria. So in order to be an educational provider, you need to have financial performance, which is
a track record.
You have to have a 3-year track record of making money. Yeah, of charging people and making money. So strong management and governance. So you have to list all of the people who teach at uni, your persons of influence, so all your lecturers. Links with industry, so you have to prove that you're a industry. You can provide jobs to those people who have those courses.
Yeah, so if you are providing a course based on like graphic design, you have links to companies which hire graphic designers and whatnot.
Like I said before, a 3-year track record, so you have to have been operational for 3 years, which I think is a bit of a catch. Like if you're starting up a new financial institution or education institution, you've got to have 3 years ready. But I don't see many people starting up a new education provider.
Not after this. This is actually really good to protect the students as well.
Yes.
So then, you're probably getting onto that one.
That's what I think some people are missing as well around this. Like, so a few comments I've seen are around, they're just doing it to try and save money and they don't want to spend money. And yes, the budget for this blew out crazy high. I don't know the numbers, the figures on me. I did have them written down. But basically, we're just hemorrhaging money. And this is a way for them to try and stop hemorrhaging money, but still provide us a help to majority of courses.
So you were telling me this program was started in 2009, 2006?
Yeah, it started about 2009, and then about 2012 they made some changes to it.
Slight changes.
Yeah, modified it, and then I think they made it more accessible. And then, because, you want to drive, like, vocational.
You want to get your population educated somewhere.
And also, not everyone wants to go to uni. People want to do other courses. There's plenty of other courses out there that you don't.
There's other interests that people want to actually learn about in a controlled environment.
So they cut something like 400 and something courses out of the list.
Oh, okay.
So you have to have an approved course now as well. Some of them, one was like natural flower healing or something like that. I'm not judging. If that's what you study, then go for it. Luckily, though, all the gaming related studies are still in there. So 3D modeling. I have the list here.
You have some stuff on music as well.
Yep,
so
music.
Audio kind of development.
Pretty much anything to do. I was really glad when I saw that they weren't axing all the gaming ones. But I think gaming courses are going to be far more mainstream in the not too distant future. I think there's been more things offered from universities in terms of game design, game development, more business-focused things geared towards games.
Yeah. You know, in the US, how they have scholarships for the top athletes as well. Usually, it's for football, baseball, all those kind of massive sports. Esports, there's a few unis offering scholarships for top-ranking. I guess League of Legends is one example, but you got Dota, CS:GO, and stuff like that. All those players who excel in those games and are ranked fairly high, they get scholarships to unis in America. I don't know if other unis around the world will follow suit, but it just goes to show how big a business and how big a following the gaming industry has.
It's big business, big money. Like, people are packing out stadiums, winning millions of dollars for first prizes. Millions. So some of the courses around game development is advanced diploma game development, advanced diploma professional game development. Don't know what the difference is.
It's advanced.
And then there is all the information technology ones, diploma in digital interactive games, database design and development, which does come into it a little bit, media technologies, which is more a media thing, but would also used in sort of the gaming side of things, computer system technology.
Is useful in gaming. I don't know, marketing might be something there as well.
But these are all capped as well. So the new cap, I'm not sure. I couldn't really find much information on the old cap. But now this funding's all capped at $10,000 per course.
Per year? Or just per course?
Per course. Well, most diplomas are
a year and a half.
Generally a year and a half.
3 semesters, I think.
Yeah.
I've been looking up some.
And it depends, what level you want to get.
Yeah.
Or certificate or diploma or advanced diploma.
And I know some of you who have listened to our interview with Gray, we were discussing with him how he's self-taught and how everything's available online and whatnot. I know if you're in that indie dev or solo developer kind of state, following on through these courses might take up too much more of your time, and they won't provide. You don't believe they'll provide that much more information than what's available online. But from what I've seen, job-wise, if you are looking for an actual position in a company, this kind of stuff does help you a bit. That having that documentation is still viewed in the light.
I think with most degrees, like talking from my profession, you don't necessarily need a degree. Like, I'm doing an engineering job, and I don't have an engineering degree.
That's because you're a pretend engineer.
I have a degree in something else, in geology from uni, and I mean, I don't use any of that. But I think a degree shows more that you can apply things, right? So you can study, you can learn, you can apply.
Yeah.
You can apply reasoning.
Yeah, you're right.
And I think there might be a similar thing in terms of that, until you show these people that you've committed. Like, you've shown a potential employer that you've committed to something, and you've seen it through to the end, and you've achieved this. Not to say that I think everyone should go and do it, or they shouldn't go and do it. It's a personal preference, up to everybody. You know, like, and I haven't been in that particular situation, so I can't talk from experience. But, you know, I think going forward, not too far from now, it's going to be far more mainstream for people to go, I'm doing a gaming development degree, and it'd be, or you know, interactive development or something like that. And it's like people saying they're going to go and do nursing, or like, I think it's going to be a mainstream.
It'll be like accepted a bit more.
Yeah.
I think a lot of your parents wouldn't be like, "What are you doing that for? You're just wasting your time."
And I think companies potentially going forward are going to be looking more for internships and things like that.
Yeah.
But at the moment, I think if you can get a job in this industry and you're self-taught, that's fine as well.
Yeah, it doesn't. Like, honestly though, you may actually find a lot more information in these courses. Plus, I for some of these institutes, they actually have a good network list. So you might even meet and greet some people who could influence your brand later on. So it's a nice controlled environment where you can learn. And I don't know about everyone else, but I tend to learn a bit better if I know someone else is counting on me to learn. Or
you've invested money in it, right?
Yeah. Yes, that too.
Like, you've spent money on something and you've invested, and then people know you're doing it. Like, it sounds silly. You should always do things for yourself, but
putting your money out there is a good motivator to actually see something through.
Yeah,
you're right about that.
Like, go check out. There's plenty of stuff on the government website about the changes. I don't think they're going to be massive changes to the games industry and the current degrees they're offering, or diplomas, but I do think that it will affect something. So the Australian, the Academy of Interactive Entertainment, AIE, offer courses around gaming, and they were looking to open a Perth campus.
Woohoo! Perth.
Which, on their website, they have stated that due to the changes in the vet fee help scheme, they will be waiting to see how it affects their enrolments.
Yeah, fair enough.
So, is it going to affect enrolments? I don't know. We'll have to see.
Potentially. I look, honestly, unless they're international students got the moolah anyway.
Yeah. Well,
you still get assistance.
I emailed them to see if they wanted to comment to our little podcast of however many listeners we've got, 20 or something, and I haven't heard back from them. I also emailed another institution, which is SAE, excuse me, which is, damn acronyms, is the world's leading educator in creative media industries. Don't know what it stands for. They don't have a Perth-based campus. They have an online course you can do. A lot of their courses are online. They're based in Sydney and Melbourne. But they also didn't reply back. But I emailed them asking how they thought it was going to affect their business. I mean, these two colleges are quite large. They've got they've been around like this 1976 SAE was first established.
Oh, wow.
So these guys have been around for a while, so I don't think they're going to have a big hit, right? I don't. But maybe some of the smaller education providers are going to. I mean, if anyone out there is listening and they're currently studying or are an education provider,
or impacted by this,
or if they're impacted by it, we'd love to hear about it. Shout us out at Twitter or send us an email, and we could talk about it. But I don't see it having a huge effect.
I think people are still going to be doing the do, and they still get assistance, which is basically what they're there for. I mean, it's better than nothing.
Like I said, if we're wrong, hit us up and let us know about it. I mean, but yeah.
All the details for the vet article that we just covered will be available on our website as well, so check out the show.
Yeah, we'll check on our website. I mean, there's way more information out there as well, especially on the government website. There's heaps more information, but I'm not going to sit here and read it all out to you. So, yeah.
I don't know, you got a bit of a narrative voice.
Ladies and gentlemen,
we'd
like to read to you, my darling.
Bit of a shout out as well. Jacob Janoka, you've heard of him. You've discussed him on previous podcasts.
Yes,
as well.
we have.
Talented artist.
Yes, he is.
Yeah, and he's if you haven't heard of him yet, check him out on.
The Perth lad as well, isn't he?
Yes, he's doing everything. He's carrying the state.
He's holding a flame. Wait,
WA.
that's not the right saying. Holding the flame. That's when you got the hots with someone. Yeah, but no, he could do.
Yeah.
You buy about a cigarette tomorrow.
Yeah, just check him out on Twitter. He's got a lot of awesome stuff out there. He's got a game coming out, Paradigm.
Looks good.
Paradigm.adventures.com is you can check it out there, and it's available for PC and Mac. Beta is at the moment. That's due for release in January sometime. Check out the website. Support a local developer as well, and just follow it. The game looks amazing. I haven't actually tried it out yet, but the screenshots there,
and
he's
like
done
art
all the
style,
art. Yeah,
like real '80s looking, and that kind of reminds me of the old click adventures. You know, when you used to play those click adventures where you had like
a text pop up or something.
Yeah,
or you press on
and you had to like click on stuff. Yeah, I remember making those heaps when I was younger. I don't know, we had a few of them.
It'll be interesting to try. Definitely got to try it out. And
for sure.
It comes out.
We should do a review on it. Comes out the full release, not just the beta.
The protagonist in that game as well looks very much like myself. So it's basically like just a carbon copy.
Asian guy.
It's like a bumhead guy.
Yeah, looks good, and he's put a whole heap of work into it. Obviously, as everyone does.
I think I've been following him for a while, and I think he's been tweeting little teasers since early 2016. I don't know how but I know he's had some Seinfeld stuff done as well, some other art. But this has been in the process for quite a while. So
I'm excited to check it out, which will be good, and hopefully in New Year I'll actually have some time to play some bloody games. What I live for.
Yeah, so I guess this follows on from some of the vet stuff as well. We were discussing there's basically there's a few options when you want to learn how to do a bit of game dev and stuff like that. You can find free resources online. You can take a course and whatnot. But there's also those online courses which are kind of in the middle. It's self-taught. You have to motivate yourself to do it. But they're also not as expensive as your diplomas or certificates.
You're not learning 10 grand from the government.
Yeah. Udemy, one of the good sites that provides these kind of courses. The lecturers there, the people who take you through all the courses, they're actually they've got quite a good reputation. I know I've been doing one for Swift 3.0, and the lecturer there
it's real fast.
He's good.
Anyway, sorry.
Swift. It is a fast language. But Udemy, some of the courses now have Christmas specials. And they're taking an absurd amount off.
Ridiculous.
90%. Yeah. There's this nice course out for Blender, which is a 3D modeling program. It's free as well. So the program's free, but the course is only $19. It takes you through a whole bunch. You'll learn a lot, and you can implement those models that you create into Unity 3D as well.
For those that are no good at mathematics, it's a $200 course down to $19. So 90% off. 19. Wow, it's technically not. I'm sorry, I apologise. That's not mathematics.
That's more than 90.
That is bad math. So I'm gonna get it because we literally were talking about. I really want to do some 3D modelling in all the spare time I have, even though we've just discussed that I don't have any spare time.
I've got piles of course books as well from Ray Wenderlich, which were on special, and they're just there collecting dust until I can get around and actually knock them out. So.
What did you say the website was called again, Eric?
Udemy.
Udemy. UDEMY.
They do courses for everything. There's a lot of courses there.
Is it mostly
programming?
Programming stuff.
Yeah.
Udemy. Yes.
Yeah, so check it out. There's a lot of courses out there on Udemy. It's not even Udemy. There's a few other providers out there. I know lynda.com does a whole bunch of courses.
Just named Linda.
I think it was based on some a lass called Linda.
A lady called Linda.
Linda with a Y.
With a Y?
With a Y.
L-Y. Linda.
Anywho, moving on, I've tested
I have tested nothing.
I had a quick play with Mini Metro, which is a game by Dinosaur Polo Club.
I enjoy the name of the game.
I've
actually heard of those developers before.
Yeah, they're based off. I think they're based in New Zealand. They won an award over at the Game Developers.
That's where I saw the name. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you read it out. Yes. Anyway, they're done pretty good. Mini Metro is available on Steam, Google Play, and iOS.
We did. We talked about we mentioned it. We didn't talk about the game. We mentioned it.
So I actually
a few episodes ago.
Oh,
is that where you got it from? Because I'm thinking I've heard of this before, and then I had flashback. So what's the premise?
You're basically a train conductor, or a train line dispatcher.
You're right.
So you've got a whole bunch of stations. Very nice graphics as well. I like the simple art style for that. It's simple but very well defined. So you're basically controlling a whole bunch of train stations. You got to link them together. A whole bunch of passengers need to get to and from places, and you're in charge of making sure that there's no jams, or people jams, if you call it. So people waiting at stations, and that's basically the game.
Is it kind of like a simulator cross, like a... I don't know. Is it real time?
It's not real time, no.
So
it's sped up quite a bit, so...
16 times.
Yeah, I don't know. But anyway, trains go to and from stations, and you just have to create train links.
Do you expand to add more? I'm just bombarded. Do you expand to add more stations?
The more stations get added on.
Yeah, so as you go.
Yeah, as you go. So you're just making links. And what I like about this is there's actual representations of stations around the world. You got London, New York. You got Melbourne as well. Melbourne.
So how do you? It's like a level system. So you start at level 1.
Time based. So it expands over time. Like it gets harder and harder. You got more stations to link. You've got more obstacles to cross, and you've got a lot of more little freebies that you can add on, like different trains, different carriages, bridges, etc. Like that.
Pay a little bit of extra coin.
Yeah.
Is it a free app game or is it
charged? It is $1.50, $1.50 at the moment on the Apple Store.
Not even a coffee.
Yeah. Anyway, very good design as well. It sounds nice and quirky. I just like it. It's so simple. Like in a world full of one-touch, simple-click mobile games, this thing. Mini Metro adds a little bit more complexity to it, and that little bit of complexity adds so much more to the game. It just expands the simple. It's like the games that you'd play if you were transiting on a train.
So
quick fixes.
We've discussed this before a few times. It's like at the moment, that's what people want, right? They want their quick fix game.
That's what I want.
Like especially on a mobile, like not necessarily on a computer or console or whatever, but on a mobile device, people want a quick fix game that you can play 20 minutes, go on the train or whatever. So sounds like it ticks a few boxes. So check it out on is it iOS,
Google Play, and I think it's on Steam as well. It's available on their website. Check them out. Link will be in the show notes as well. It's basically Dino Polo Club.
Dino, not dinosaur, just Dino.
Dino.
Oh, okay.
Dino sauces from
do you reckon they're actually dinosaurs?
Yeah, could be.
Probably. That's dumb. Sweet. No, I have time to play. I have time to play mobile games. I'm kidding myself as well. Like, I've got time to play games. I've got time to do dev. I've got time to do stuff.
It's just a matter of motivating sometimes. Yourself. Yeah.
And I don't know what it is about this last. Like, I know it gets to pointy end of the year, and you get this sort of lethargy about it because you think, it's the end of the year or whatever. But yeah, I don't know. So we should crack that whip. We're churning out this podcast now, talking some shit, and hopefully we can do a few more in the new year. Probably won't get another one out before December. Another one out in December because today it's like the 25th or 21st or something.
It's like the 21st. Hang on, this is
25th is Christmas.
Yeah,
I may not be a smart man, but I know what love is. See, this is exactly what I'm talking about. My brain just isn't working.
I don't know. It's probably not helping. We're doing it after like a hot day at work. It was like 40 degrees.
It was ridiculous. I got in my car this afternoon at 5:30 and it was 38 degrees still.
Wow.
5:30.
5:30. Sun's been out for like 10 seconds.
And you know how you get in the car at night, in the afternoon?
Oh, yeah.
And you know how you get in your car and you start it up and you look at the little dial and you go, righto, that's going to come down because the car's hot, right? The car's heated up. Yeah. And you think to yourself, that's going to go down. It's definitely not 40 degrees because the car's been heating up. And then we're driving for about 3 minutes. Had the aircon like cranked, still 39 degrees. Yeah. It was ridiculous.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. I'm so glad I found a little sunshade for the windscreen.
Oh,
so much.
But because all I do is sit on my ass all day in work, like I don't go out as much. Right?
Join us for a marker.
Yeah. And then today I went down to the shed and helped people lift stuff around. And I was like, oh man, I'm getting sweaty. Got that under boob sweat. But delete that out. Yeah, so... But I suppose bring us on to Chrissy. What are your plans, E-Rock? Got anything big happening for Chrissy?
No, just a lot of... I actually took annual leave because I'm actually rostered on for Christmas. So annual leave, spend time with the family, spend time with the kid. I just want to watch him, like, ravage some presents.
Well, it's the first Christmas, right?
Yeah, he's 9 months, so he can actually tear stuff apart at the moment. Yeah, he does it with these little biscuit wrappers. He's like...
What's the matter, Magnus? You hungry? Oh, have you seen Rogue One yet?
That's on the to-do list.
Oh, man,
I heard it was really good.
In terms of like time management, I don't have time to go see it until the new year, and I've been dodging spoilers like
left, right,
ducking and weaving.
Yeah, I saw a whole bunch of stuff come up on the news sites
on Imgur.
Oh,
Imgur's been real good. They haven't had any spoilers. Like,
I like it when the community bands together and it just like downvotes spoilers.
Just assuming. I still don't know how to say it. But go with Imgur. You know, if people were listening to this, which you probably aren't, check it out. It's a really fun website. And don't check it out. Do not check it out because your time management will go out the window. Because you'll just be looking at funny pictures. It's like 9gag, but not lame.
Oh.
And like, yeah.
Those be fighting words. But yeah.
It's like Reddit, but you can actually use it.
Well, I think they're linked. They're basically like siblings, Imgur and Reddit. Yeah, so it's like...
It's a way to view
image
Reddit.
Hosting site of choice.
Yeah, but I just don't understand how to use Reddit. Like, it just confuses me. Because I'm old.
Anywho.
So I suppose this is wrapping up the episode now. If you have any feedback or anything, want to come on the show, hit us up on our Twitter at AussieDevs or email us. This is AussieDevs@gmail.com or check out our website, which is AussieDevs.com. Would love to hear, even if you're going to just bag us out and tell us we're no good.
Yeah, we'd love to hear that.
Even, just something. No. Everyone have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year and stay safe, driving to and from and...
Double demerits.
Whatever we're doing, yeah.
Yeah, just be safe.
Don't be silly and drink drive or anything dumb like that. Thanks for listening to the episode.
We'll see you back in 2017. I don't know what we've got planned for 2017. We'll probably just carry on with this.
I wanna up the frequency of podcasts.
Amp it up.
Even if like 1 week it's just us talking crap, which we do every.
We should just have a crap session.
Yeah. I don't know will people listen to this?
I think a lot of people just listen. Yeah, it's better than hearing ads on the radio.
Well, and like if people want to hear, what do you want to hear? Like. If people are listening all the way to the end of the podcast, hopefully they're maybe mum, if you're listening to that, let us know what you want to hear. Like, what do you want to? Anything different? I mean, are we tickling everyone's fancy, or do you want anything more specific? Do you want more
reviews?
I want to get more devs on. 100%. I think with Gray's interview was really good fun.
Yeah, that was amazing.
I mean,
good chat.
And what people are doing, I want to inspire people by seeing what some of these people are doing. I mean. Maybe we'll hit up Jacob. He's probably a bit too big time for us, but I'll hit up Jake. We'll hit up Jacob and see if he wants to come on. Just want to talk some smack about how he's gone with this making Paradigm. That'd be real. We'll reach out to him. I mean,
that's all we can do. But
if you're listening, mate, that'd be great for you to come on. But if not, that's fine as well.
I would love to know how he got to that level of skill. I know practice makes dedication and stuff like that. Where do you get that though? Is it like in a shop or something?
He just loves it. Yeah, I think he just froths over it. He just loves it.
Yeah, no, that's good when you inspire that much.
Cool. All right. Well, last one. Again, Merry Christmas and peace out. Oh, I can't believe I said that. That was terrible.
Peace out.
Yeah.
Merry Christmas.
What am I like? I don't know. Who says that? Does anyone say that?
You're still of age. I guess that was...
YOLO?
That was 1990s. Peace out was pretty bee's knees.
Maybe like in West Philadelphia, where I was born and raised. Oh, Jesus.
Okay, man.
It's getting a bit late. Alright, Merry Christmas. Happy New Year.
Take it easy.
See ya, you rock.
Yeah, we'll see you next year.